Hi everyone, Jaime Kalman Chipko here, and just wanted to share with you a little bit more Jaime magic. So it's been a while and I have missed talking to you. So I thought it would be great to share with you something that I'm going through right now and how I'm dealing with it and see how that helps you. So, every single person I've talked to lately, no matter what their situation is, whether they're a mom, a dad, a single person, a business owner, retired, everyone I talk to has so much going on. They have such a full plate. It seems like everyone is going through so many different challenges all at the same time. And it also feels like we all have so many plates spinning in the air, full plates that are all spinning, and we're trying to balance them. And it's interesting because, we just came off of, the past year and a half of the pandemic had slowed everyone's schedule down considerably, because there wasn't really much opportunity to, do as much as we had been doing. And I know for me, I definitely got used to that slower pace, but then all of a sudden, by late spring, it was full back on again. Everything was just back to that fast-paced LA lifestyle that exists out here, but my friends all over the country are telling me that their life is very similar. So a common complaint that I'm hearing, both in my own head and my inner critic has a lot to say lately, and from friends and from clients and from family members, is that they just feel like they're not getting enough done. And yet they feel so busy and they feel like there's so much that they're moving through, but they feel like they're not productive. So, look, sometimes it's a matter of needing to take a look at the time management that we're currently doing or not doing and just see maybe we need to tweak some things. There is definitely a way to, make what you're doing more productive. There's definitely that habit that a lot of us can fall into, which is maybe finding ourselves doing a lot of busy work and not necessarily the productive activities that could be moving our lives, into a more fulfilling place. So there's that. But I think that for a lot of us, what's going on is that we are just moving at a much faster pace. We're taking a lot more on. We're trying to catch up from lost time, or we're trying to move ahead because we feel like we don't have as much time left. There seems to be this undercurrent of a push. I feel like this energy around me feels like it's pushing. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but I just feel like time's flying. There's always, less day left than tasks on my to-do list. So I've had to readjust my expectations quite a bit about, what I can accomplish and how quickly I can accomplish it. So, checking in with your expectations of yourself and of the people around you and of conditions can certainly help take some of the pressure off. So listen, this is not going to be a video about time management or how to create more time, in your day. This is going to be a video about how to be present to the time that you already have. Okay. And so this is going to have more of a stress relief or stress reduction lean to it. Okay. It's going to be a little bit less, do the following steps to make more time in your day. This is going to be, here's how you can feel better when you don't feel like you're getting enough done. Okay. Sound good? So that's where we're at. Okay, perfect example. I'm going to always share from my life because, I am my own best client. I'm constantly learning from my own experiences. So, I had enrolled my daughter into a few weeks of summer camp so that I could take on, more clients and do more work. And I'm also helping with some family issues as well. And I have a house to run, and a family to take care of. So it's a lot. And I have friends that I love, and I want to make sure that those relationships are nurtured also. But, my daughter is getting older, so her social world is very active and takes a lot of planning. And of course, we're getting ready for her, to go back to school. So there's just so much stuff, right? It's if you're a parent, it's like there is just constantly balls coming at you and you're just like hitting them as they're coming to you. And it feels like your nose is always in your schedule. You're like, okay, plan this play date, plan this activity, gotta get to swim class. So here's the thing. When I am constantly up against all of these parameters, time parameters, right? Like I can only work certain hours, so then I have, hours that I need for, taking care of family things, and then there's, time that needs to be spent just living and not, chasing the clock. So what I've learned is that my mind can be very critical about how I'm using the time that I have. And sometimes what I've noticed is that I'm not really being fully present to all the things that I am doing. Instead, my focus is going to all the things that I didn't yet do, haven't gotten to yet, haven't figured out yet. All those extraneous life things that also take a lot of time out of your schedule that you weren't expecting to deal with, like having to get your real ID, which if you're enjoying the joy of the DMV online, getting that worked out, well, let me just say, I feel ya. Been doing a lot of tapping on that. But one of the things that I have noticed is that when I'm not giving myself the credit for what I have accomplished, then there's really no sense of accomplishment. And it's not like I'm asking myself to pat myself on the back every 2 seconds. That feels like it's very validation driven. It's not really about that. Let me give you an example. When I was looking at it, I thought to myself, okay, dropping my daughter off at camp, diving straight into work, or having a friend, pick her up to take her to camp and drop her off so I could work. I was noticing that I wasn't fully present to how much is being accomplished just right there. So just bear with me for a minute. And maybe if you're not a parent, this doesn't relate. And so I'm sorry if it doesn't speak to you. But, for my parents out there, yeah, it always feels like there's never enough time to do everything that needs to be done. So what is important is that you really take stock in what you have done. So I use the camp example with my daughter. So I have an only child. She's almost 8 at the time of this video. And, for her, building her confidence in herself to go new places and do new things and be social with kids she doesn't know and be dropped off somewhere by a parent that's not me. All of those are really big learning experiences for her. And the camp experiences that I'd carefully picked out with her, were things that she wanted to learn and things that she really wanted to do. And so instead of just writing that off, like, okay, I got her in camp, like it's just childcare, right? So that I can focus on this, massive to-do list in front of me. That just takes the wind out of my sails, because if you stop and think about it, putting her in the camp is a growth experience for her. Plus she's going to have fun, and it's going to broaden her awareness of herself in the world and how to be with other people and these new activities, and it's going to grow and stretch her. So what I did for myself the other morning was really be present to that and go, that action of, enrolling her in the camps and her having to go and do that, that isn't just something you check off a list. It has a life, and it has meaning, and it has value, and it has enrichment, and it has growth. So right now she's growing. And as a parent, I can feel accomplished about the fact that she and I were able to set that up and move through that together. Right? And that she's having this growth experience and I'm having a growth experience here as I'm, doing the things that I need to do. So it's important to just give yourself that moment to really be present to the value of the things that you are doing right now, because there will always be a to-do list that, appears to be endless. And every time you check something off, there's something that remains to be checked off, or something that you fill in that gap with, right? Every opening in your calendar tends to get filled up with something quite quickly. So just be present to the value and the productivity and the growth and the love that exists in the things that you have already done and the things that you maybe are just quick to scratch off that list. Just take a moment and think, what is some of the meaning that, I can apply to some of this that I've just done? If, for example, you have, just gone to the grocery store and you're putting away the groceries and you're feeling like, why do I have to deal with putting away the groceries? I have so much work to do. Taking a moment to be like, I was able to go to a grocery store. I was able to get groceries, and I'm so grateful that I'm putting these in my fridge and my cabinet to feed myself and my family. Let's be present to the things that we are doing, because actually there's miracles in all of that. And I don't mean to say that to make you feel guilty, like there's starving families that can't do that. But I do think it's important that we do be aware, if we're lucky enough to be putting, groceries away, that's actually a wonderful thing that we can be present to, the gratitude that's there just for something that you could be so quick to not even acknowledge the power of it, So all I am going to suggest for today is that you just bring the power of your presence and bring that moment of appreciation into the way that you look at the things that you've already done and the things that you are doing, so that way you're not just chasing this carrot, because otherwise we're never going to stop chasing it. It's just, the carrot just keeps getting replaced. So I hope that you have a really good day, that you feel at the end of the day that you can look back on it and be really grateful for, 3 amazing things that happened today. And if something didn't go the way that you wish it had, maybe do a replay in your mind before you go to sleep. Like, how could I have made that better? Or how could that have been different? And see what you see. But look, at the end of the day, we're all just doing our best, and that's it. So give yourself credit for what you've done. Know that you're great, and just do the best you can. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.